Okay, so I'm looking at our attendees, and we have two Thomas Normans. One is
It's his
Thomas.
otter
One is
AI. His AI is taking notes.
his pet otter.
Oh, I got questions about that. I'm very curious.
So okay, let me see. Let's go ahead and start. Welcome everybody. Today is the 4th of May. May the 4th be with you. I've
Yes.
heard
And
that.
also with you.
I've heard that all day today. I'm getting
Yeah.
tired of it, so I had to reinforce it.
Yeah, I mean, it's good fun.
And
It
just so
is.
you know, tomorrow is Revenge of the 5th, and the next day, Revenge of the 6th.
Oh, come on. I mean,
Well,
you
personally, I
So
kind of
you know.
like May the Schwartz be with you.
know.
Yeah.
Is that a
Uh,
holiday this year?
yeah, I just get a kick out of what's it, Spaceballs, I guess it's from.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
let's have call this meeting to order, and can we have roll call, please?
Ray Regalado,
Here.
Chris Valle,
Here.
Melanie Lebrecq,
Here.
and Vic Christensen's here.
All right, we do have some visitors. Welcome, visitors, and let's go ahead and start the meeting. We'll go ahead with agenda item number 2, general public comment on non-agenda items. Do we have any takers? I do not see any. Oh,
Yep,
I
we
see
do.
a hand. Lionel.
Yes, Lionel Mars speaking as an individual. Thank you, Mr. Commissioner Regalado. Today the Budget and Finance Committee, Carmen Chang, General Manager in Power LA, and the City Clerk Patrice, and the Department of Disability presented at the Budget and Finance Committee. One of the issues that was raised by Bob Blumenfield, the Vice Chair, and Tim McCosker, regarding neighborhood councils, is that regarding the federal compliance on the ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act compliance for neighborhood council. They have 1 year to comply. Speaking of websites, I believe Mr. Bob Blumenfield asked about a standard template to make it easier for compliance, because as you know, even though neighborhood councils are quote unquote independent advisory bodies, we are still part of one city, the city of Los Angeles, one city. And one of the issues regard to reduce cost and to comply was that they probably going to look into a report back or a study, um, if I recall correctly, about using a standard template to make it more universal. Because from my experience, speaking for myself, some neighborhood councils have websites that are easy to navigate. Others have more difficulty. Some are not mobile, smartphone friendly, and I think that this might be a good idea to have a more universal template to make it easier for people with hearing impairment or visual impairment, or for members of the public in general to navigate the neighborhood councils, because neighborhood councils are um, the most basic form of civic engagement. And I think neighborhood councils have an obligation, moral duty to make it easier for their stakeholders, constituents to access the information on their website. That's one of the things they're going to look into. The Budget and Finance Committee asked for study or report back, something like that, from Carmen Chang from the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment. Thomas Sung was there, as well as Vanessa Serrano, and I forgot the other. Armando Ruiz was there, I think. So yeah, and the Department of Disability, and Patrice Lamore from City Clerk was there as well. They also discussed the rollover funds. So, and number 2, charter reform last Thursday at the Rules Committee at City Public Works um, chambers. They took public comment throughout the day from 1 to 4, and they're gonna have another second meeting scheduled for tomorrow, the 5th, Cinco de Mayo. On the agenda is neighborhood councils and other issues pertaining to the city's charter. I think elected official mayoral powers or something, if government efficiency, something like that. But it's on the on the list that Marquise Aristotle submitted to the city clerk. Yeah, and I hope that neighborhood council could work more in unison, and that's my what I would hope to see, because we are part of one city. Thank you for your time. Power to the people.
Thank you, Lionel. We have a hand up from Lori Jacobs. Lori?
Hi, I got on later. You are on public comment?
Yes, we are.
Okay, great. Good evening, board. Hate to always be harping on this, but I looked at your neighborhood council website, and it's been 10 months since the election, and the board members have still not been updated on the website. And I think it's a disservice to the people who are on the board who are not appearing on there. And I request that somebody send this information to Cheryl as soon as possible. I know Chris took pictures, but still it's not updated. And it needs to go to her at the NC web posting email. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. Last call for public comment, non-agenda items. Lori, is your hand up again, or did I?
Sorry.
No? Okay. Anyone? Okay. We're coming to the end of agenda item number 2, general public comment on non-agenda items. We'll close out that item and move on to item number 3. And these are the items that will be on the agenda, suggested items on the agenda. Presentation, Clearwater. Approve the stakeholder meetings of April 13th. Approve April 25th meeting minutes. Approve the April monthly expenditures for the MER and the budget for April. And approve community impact statements supporting the Los Angeles Council file, public right-of-way infrastructure out of public safety. Do we have any other considerations or any concerns about any of these items to put on the agenda?
Note that presentation is for June. Is that still a good time?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I missed that, June 8th. As far as I'm concerned, that's still good. Did I not read that there was someone suggesting a presentation as opposed to public comment? I think I read that a little earlier today.
Let me see if
Maybe Target for Beth.
see if we got a reply to that.
It was a Target item, yeah.
Yeah, Christina has not replied, so I don't know. We don't have any clarification on that, whether they want to do a presentation or not.
And I have an email to the city attorney asking what my role can be in all of this, whether or not I have to leave or what.
Because you're in close proximity?
Well, Target's right in my backyard, Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that, Melanie, but I'm just asking, is that what
there
you're
could be a way around this where it doesn't directly affect me only. It's like a neighborhood thing that it affects, as well as I'm elected to represent this neighborhood for the tract. And so that could be the deciding factor.
Okay, so you're getting clarity from the city attorney, and you'll let us know, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm waiting to hear from Christina on whether they actually want to do a presentation or not. So assuming, since I don't have anything right now, assuming we don't hear anything until after this meeting ends, if they do want to do a presentation, then are we good with them doing it at the May meeting?
Yeah. Do we all know what it is that there's a concern about?
Well, there's a concern because what happened was, just to put this in a nutshell, they didn't give notice to 500 feet like they're supposed to do for the hearing that they're having to put hard liquor and sampling of liquor in doing sampling events at the store. And so what they did is they threw it up in the dirt on a post on Capitol Drive on a sign, they threw a notice up in the flower bed there of the no stopping parking anytime, and that was their notice. I contacted Axel at the recommendation of Drew, talking to her. She said, you need to tell Axel about this and send him your pictures. So I did. Axel had no idea that they were even doing this. They've tried to reach out. Christina before it asked the lawyer person, which I'm not sure why she's communicating with the lawyer for Target.
For the record, Axel is who?
He's the planning and land use person for CD15.
Okay.
So
Well, I think
so
it should be
anyway,
stated that,
so what happened is
Melanie,
after Axel contacted them, we received notice on Friday.
Melanie, just hang on a second. Axel is Tim's deputy in that particular area for Tim's office.
Right.
Okay.
And so after Axel contacted them, all of a sudden we received notice. The NC did, and so did the neighbors on Friday is when people started receiving the notices. The concern is too, whether or not this notice is the right amount of time that they're supposed to notify of a hearing, because the hearing's May 20th in El Segundo at the ABC.
Wow.
Definitely not 30 days.
Yeah, and it's also, I don't think you can just put it out on the street somewhere. I think it needs to be like on the structure.
They have to mail it all the neighbors within 500 feet, and it was my understanding it has to be mailed 30 days in advance of the hearing.
That sounds right.
So with that said, is there a suggested remedy for this hearing or this piece of information?
No, I've heard no communication back from Axel on this.
Okay. Will you be pressing him so that we can get some kind of feedback on this? Because it appears that this just doesn't fall into any.
Yeah, I left a message for him today to follow up, and I was doing it as a stakeholder only because, that's the way I have to do it. I'm using a different email and everything to contact him.
That's fine.
I'm basically using it as the block captain for the neighborhood watch. Because
so is there someone other than you that could ramrod this through the public safety committee because of the possible conflict of interest?
Well, this has been in community issues committee for the last whatever. I was recommended by Diana to put it over to them when this all started coming up, when the first notice a year ago came that they were considering it and that they had applied. And
Christina Calandra has been working this.
But she's been talking to the attorney. That's all she's done. And they're going to tell you there's nothing to see here. There's nothing to see here. She's an attorney. And she told Christina nothing was happening. And then all of a sudden this notice got posted in the flower bed.
Yeah. So what we need to do for the agenda, if we're going to have something like this to talk about this, and if in fact Target is going to be giving a presentation on it, will there be some type of action by a committee, whether it's public safety or community issues, so that we could make sure that they handle this particular.
I've asked John for a letter.
Melanie, please let me finish. So that we know what action we need to take as a neighborhood council, or if it's like, okay, we'll just go along with what they say. I don't feel that that's where you're coming from, or others. If they're going to start selling liquor like that, they're going to have to, at least from the get-go, follow the requirements.
Right.
I just did a quick informational search. An ABC public notice of application must be posted in a conspicuous, easily visible place at the proposed premises for 30 consecutive days, typically on the front window, door, or a sign on the property, ensuring it is clearly visible to the public from the street. So I'm not sure that I think maybe there's at least two of those things that doesn't satisfy.
What about notifying the neighbors? Does it say?
It does. My question was about where the notice needs to be posted. I don't know about the other aspects. And again, I can't
Okay.
necessarily vouch for the accuracy of, but that's just a good starting point. Sounds right.
So as you know it, Melanie, did they post it at least 30 days before this
Oh,
hearing?
no, it was just posted last week. And the hearing's the 20th?
Well, then please in some manner document it and help somebody, one of the committees, if it's community issues, put it in some type of language that they are not complying according to the community.
Okay, this is from the ABC website itself directly. So it says, et cetera, et cetera. Public notice: the applicant must post a white or yellow public notice in a prominent place at the proposed premises. So I think that's the flower bed part for 30 days, which is the time part. Written notice by mail. ABC mails a copy of the application to the sheriff, chief of police, district attorney, and city council or board of supervisors if it's unincorporated. In some cases, the applicant must also mail written notice to the residents and owners of real property within a 500-foot radius of the proposed business. Code 23985.5 and 23987, and certain applicants must publish a notice in the local newspaper. So again, there's at least a couple of those that seem not to have happened.
So, Melanie, you'll follow up with the appropriate.
So the problem is there's no public safety meeting before our board meeting.
Okay, but I think I heard you say something about community issues taking up.
Community issues canceled their meeting.
Well, the meeting would have been last week anyway, so there's still none between now and the board meeting.
Right. But I notified John like weeks ago about this last, not this week, but last week prior to when your meeting would have been, when the sign was noticed and went up. And he told me, well, there's no meeting. We canceled it because I have to work.
Did you notify Christina?
He was notifying her, yes, but she doesn't call your issues committee meetings.
But she can still do stuff.
She can't write a letter without you guys voting on it.
She can still communicate with people and push people and stuff like that.
All she's been doing is talking to the attorney.
But if you give her other people to talk to, then she can also talk to them.
So what I'm thinking, Melanie, from this discussion, sure, it appears that the 30-day notice, posted notice, probably did not occur, according to you.
You said it was put up last week, but then you said it was put up the week before the meeting would have been.
It was right before you guys would have had your issues meeting.
The week of or the week before?
The week of. It was right before.
And John, I think also the issue of where it was posted is also maybe in contention.
Because the place isn't really super visible where they put it. It's right behind our wall.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be conspicuous. If you're going into Target, you're probably not going to be walking up to that corner of your property.
Now, I'll be honest with you. I've been to Target a couple of times recently, and I've never seen anything posted that attracted my attention that said something is happening.
It says typically on the door or window, so if you're walking in and don't see anything, it's not really posted.
So that could be something to address with Target if there is opposition to this. And if there is, and it sounds like there is, then we probably should hold them to the letter of the law as opposed to the spirit of the law in this particular case.
So I'm just not sure what we do at this point where there's no committee meetings to do any action.
Well, so goes the need to have committee meetings.
Right, exactly. My committee
there is absolutely. I don't understand why all these meetings were canceled.
Mine wasn't. I had my meeting, but this didn't come up for my meeting, and it wasn't in issue public safety because committee issues took it over. Diana, I talked to her, and because we went to go get some tools from her, and she suggested that Thomas take it over and he could write a good letter on this and speak about it. But from planning and land use, but I don't think they have a meeting coming up either real soon. So I'm just wondering if we call a special public safety meeting and I just do it that way.
Well, you certainly have the opportunity to do it.
But it's getting it on the agenda.
It's getting it,
For Victor.
the time element is very.
I was going to say part of this discussion is kind of going off topic of whether we do something on the agenda. I just got an email from Christina Calandra, and she says, I've asked her, who is Beth, and over. Huh?
That's the lawyer.
Okay. Over and over again for a presentation, and all she provided was the overview for the agenda. She hasn't responded. I would think the opportunity for questions, since she's coming down from San Francisco. So do we just, well, I don't know. We could make it a separate item that is not a presentation, or we could make it a presentation. And we've also got a comment.
I saw Adrian's hand come up. Let's see if Adrian, do you want to speak on this item?
Yes. Hello. I'm just chiming in here. So a couple of things here. Regardless, right? To call it, it'd be difficult because the board meeting's on Monday, and to call a special meeting within this week for community issues will be a little tough, right? I know my understanding, and Vic, correct me if I'm wrong, that this has been in discussion since January to bring somebody here. So the time to make a comment is already limited, if not really, right? In regards to Melanie going to the city attorney, even though Melanie, a city attorney is going to tell you, regardless of what position or whatever you are, they're going to tell you to recuse yourself either way. So it's kind of a trick bag. What members can do is members can go to the meeting and give public comment in an individual capacity.
Right.
That would be the best. But in regards to putting it on the agenda and taking an action, I think we're kind of already past that and probably wouldn't be able to do it. But again, it's great that I think it's good that you're going to a city attorney, but a city attorney, Melanie, is going to tell you, regardless, what to recuse yourself either way, even if it's probably a presentation, if it's in discussion.
Adrian, what would be the question about the agenda is whether we let Target do a presentation from their side and then allow us to ask them questions.
Well, and that's the thing, has Target confirm that they will come and do a presentation,
and that's right? That's what I'm trying to do through Christina, and apparently she's not getting a very good response.
Yeah, and we haven't got a good response from when we started this conversation in January, right? We could, I would make, probably to be safe, you could put it on the agenda as a discussion and talk about it. And then Melanie would just have to recuse herself. Right, that would be the only aspect. And then if we really want to make our voices heard, we can go to the public notice hearing in El Segundo, and if everybody wants to, and just give public comment in individual capacity. That's just my thinking.
Yeah. Or Thursday, I can call a emergency public safety meeting and have Gwen or John present the letter at the board meeting.
Yeah, and you would just have to recuse yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but then that works. You just have to put something on the agenda now or Wednesday or whatever.
Yeah, I was going to say we need to put something on before that meeting because the agenda is already going to be posted by probably the time of that meeting.
Exactly. So, if Melanie calls a special meeting, if she submits an agenda before 5:30 tomorrow for a special meeting, and just recuses herself. And then the committee takes an action, put it on the agenda. Even then at the board meeting, she would still have to recuse herself regardless.
Right.
That's the plan.
But
You can
that's the
say.
purpose of having other people on the committee. Gwen or John could present it, then the letter.
Correct. And then it can be the same
Okay,
thing at
so
the board meeting.
again, we're getting off topic. Are we going to put something on the agenda for Target to do a presentation or not?
I would put something on there, and then if they don't show, they don't show.
Yeah, it's no real loss.
That was my thought too.
Yeah.
Or do we want to say presentation and or discussion?
Yeah,
I think a
that
presentation and or discussion, because this is coming up, and the discussion
Okay.
would be whether they have complied with the posting requirements is kind of what I would suggest.
Yeah, I would put discussion and possible action just in case something comes out of it.
Yeah, that's a good idea too. Although there is a caveat for everything that anything could result in a motion. But
yeah.
yeah, that's fine. We can make it explicit.
But my point in this whole discussion is to somebody or some committee needs to be prepared to carry the information so that we can have a discussion on the concern. And what I heard today is that they probably will have not fulfilled their obligation to post it conspicuously for 30 days.
Well, we need the date that it was posted. It sounds like Chris looked up some at least starting information for
Right.
what the requirements are. And if you have a meeting and come up with a letter, then we'll have that.
Okay. Yeah. So what I'll do is I will call an emergency special meeting for
Nope.
Thursday.
Those are two separate things,
Right.
emergency and special. So,
Well, I mean, a special meeting for Thursday.
okay, is this going to be virtual?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Then just give me the info as soon as you have it.
Okay.
So Melanie, make sure that you do your due diligence and make sure you get everybody there so that you can have a meeting where you can make a decision. In other words, so that you have quorum.
And it'll be just on this subject, and it will have a letter for them to approve.
Yes, a special meeting is usually a one-item agenda or a one-item agenda meeting type thing. However, it's best said. I don't know. I'm dealing with hay fever and allergies right now, and it's knocking me for a loop. So, anyway, yeah, just get it together. Maybe coordinate with John, and if it's something that's been transferred to John's community issues committee. However,
And at
but
this
I
point,
think
I would get Christina involved too.
I absolutely would do that too. I was going to mention that. So do your due diligence.
Invite her to the meeting.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, you all. So we got that taken care of. We have another agenda item, and we're going to put it under what is it? A committee report or committee?
I'm gonna put it under where we usually have presentations. I'm gonna say presentation, discussion, and possible action regarding target. I don't know. Permit to. Or permit request, whatever. What do we have? What's this thing called?
ABC license request.
What license?
ABC liquor license.
Okay.
Consider to be a conditional use permit. That's what the notice said.
Okay, that's what I need then.
It's a conditional use permit.
And start developing a strategy. If this is something that's not, the community doesn't feel good to, now's the time to start strategizing as to how you're going to address this. Because if it's coming up before a public hearing in El Segundo, no matter where it is, I mean, it's still a place where something can be said, and as long as it's something that's coordinated through our neighborhood council.
I can speak freely there as a stakeholder.
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think Christina sent me a copy of the notice, so I have the text of that too. So
All right.
I can use some of that.
Okay. Anything else, anyone? Anyone else?
I have not heard of any other things that people want on the agenda. So
Yeah, I haven't heard anything either. So, well, then we can close out agenda item number 3. All the mentioned sub items underneath agenda 3, A through F, will be on the agenda
well,
along with this other piece.
not A as written.
Not as written, but
But we'll put target in place of that one, and I will let the Clearwater people know that the June meeting is good for them to present something.
right. Yes. Anything else, anyone?
Mm-mm.
Okay. We'll close out agenda item number 3. And unless there's an objection, we will adjourn our meeting. No objection, meeting adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you. And I'll email
For the
everybody.
record, meeting adjourned at 6:01 p.m.
And I'll email everybody that involved to make sure that they're available Thursday for a special meeting.
Good. Okay.